Hello everyone, this is Natnarf back in and welcome back to 999. Not the telephone number 999. If you call that in Hong Kong, it's gonna call the police, the ambulance, the hospital. Oh god. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I don't want to quit. We go back in front of 7. For a long moment, they simply stood there looking at another. Our group went to look for the Earth door and the Jupiter door. The... What's the other one? Saturn door. To find 2 more elevators. 6 and 1. And when we went back to the hospital to go back to check on them. To go back and check on these guys. They're looking at us really angry. And I know why. They're gonna get some boxes of tissues. Junpei looked around nervously, waiting for someone else to speak. No one did. He looked at 7. What happened? What the hell kind of a question is that? Exactly! He was trying very hard to be angry, but sometimes had shaken him hard. His shoulders were trembling, and his voice was strained. Snake is... He couldn't finish his sentence. Big guy! You got a soft heart! I knew it! Come here, big guy. I'm gonna give you a nice pat on the back. You need it, man. You all do. But you need it most because you're the biggest. I'm big enough to hug you. Come on. Good. That's good. Looked away. Face twisted by something. Junpei wasn't sure what. Instead, Ace spoke. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and spoke. Snake is dead. He died. Just as the 7th man did. Dun dun dun. It was as if all the air had suddenly been sucked out of the room. Junpei felt his heartbeat quicken, and he realized he was having trouble breathing. He could feel cold sweat beading on his forehead and neck. Jun, Santa, and Lotus looked the way he felt. All 3 were frozen in place, their faces white. Oh my god. That's not true, is it? We should make sure. Yeah, we should. They nodded to one another and headed for the number door. Wait! Not that way! They stopped short and turned to look at 7. He put pointing at the door with no number. Oh, they left it open. I stuck a screwdriver. Good. Keep the door from closing all the way. It's not locked, so you can go in that way. Where is he? The shower room on the left of the hallway. I put a broom in there too to keep the door open. You smartass! We can get in without going through the number door, right? Yeah, that's right. The new destination clear. Junpei and his companions headed for the door with no number. On a horse with no name. And ain't no one there to give you no shame. Sorry. I should stop singing! Good God. There's already all of the videos that had me singing just in the background just for fun. Okay, I'm not supposed to say this, but the YouTube recognizes it for some reason, and then it's copyrighted. There's no instruments, there's no CD playing, it's just me singing. I didn't put any cover on it. I didn't play any music. I didn't put anything in the background or in the video to make it sound that it was detectable. But I think it's because of the way I sang it, how well I sang it. And YouTube kind of just detects it and more automatically it's saying, no, there's a copyrighted music. It's not fair. It's me singing. You should check your ears, YouTube. Once in the hallway, it was easy to spot the metal door on the left wall. Hadn't been open one they'd been through before. But now, just as 7 had said, there was a broom stuck between the door and the frame, keeping it open. I am Hulk! They looked at it for a moment, then stepped inside. Ugh, it smells horrible! Lotus wrinkled her nose and covered her mouth in disgust. Even Santa pinned his nose shut. It doesn't look like it! It's pretty awful. I feel like I'm gonna puke. Then go out, jeez! It was just as bad as they said, perhaps worse. A hideous smell filled the air, so thick they could almost taste it. It was sour smell of fish, feces, and burnt meat. It worked its way through Junpei's nose and down his throat, to pound against the entrance in his stomach. He put his hand over his mouth and struggled to keep what was left in his stomach where it belonged. LLR? Oh, directions. Left, left, right. They didn't have to wonder where the body was. I remember now. This is the directions. Blood everywhere. A few arms would splatter, reaching toward them as they walked through the door. All one had to do was follow many radial arms to their sources. The body itself was hidden behind a divider. June, you should stay here. But please just do me a favor, okay? Alright. He didn't give her a chance to say no. He put his hand on her shoulder as if to shove her into the ground like a tent pole. Turned and walked toward the end of the divider. I'm gonna check some hand. $20 in my pocket. Stop! Sorry. Stop singing! Stop! It felt like it took an eternity for him to get there. San and Lotus followed, timid and nervous as a pair of children. Eventually, they reached the divider. They looked at one another and nodded, slowly. Junpei put his hand on the divider and peered around the corner. For a moment, he forgot to breathe. He felt his heart collapse in his chest like an empty cigarette carton, and time froze. He knew in that instant that he would take that image before him to the grave. I don't see a damn thing, it's just blood. What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood like tiny sand islands in a great sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of its testes spilled out like a fresh spaghetti. Ew. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and became stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat that left trails like the tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even as they dried to it. Can you stop being descriptive? Just like he said. Was a strange Junpei suspected was holding down some vomit of his own, just like the ninth man. The detonator's bracelets set off in the bomb in his gut. They had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, natural way. His left arm had been split open. Remember that! His left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone to his ulna. I don't know what's ulna, but yeah, I don't do science. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground to pieces. Half of his head had simply collapsed. We need the bracelet so we can get it. The blood coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, and the jacket with yellow piping, and the grey slacks. They're all familiar to Junpei. No mistake about it. It's snakes. Nope, it's not. It's not, you ace! Lotus's voice was unnaturally deep and strained. Junpei heard it catch in her throat. Let's just get the bracelet. God damn it. Squeal of the tortured male made Junpei's teeth curl. How they curl? It sounded like the noise of a ghost would make. No matter how many times he heard it, he never got used to it. Every time he put him on edge. It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living human should. It was Clover. Absolutely. She sat on the edge of the bed, her head drooping listlessly on her chest. Her eyes were blank, stared across the room at nothing. Her breathing was slow and mechanical. Rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. It felt as if her nudge might cause her to shatter into 1,000 pieces. Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the Nightmare was. Dory's mouth like an effort to keep Clover from hearing what he had said. What do you do? 4 other people in the room with him. Santa, June, and Lotus. Simon looked at each one of them in turn and continued. Straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got tied to authenticate the red. Then they slowly shoved him in alone. 9 seconds, tore the door to shut. You're just gonna blame everyone. Once the door was shut, it was over for Snake, but he didn't give up. Sorry. He probably knew it wouldn't do any good, but he probably ran into the shower, looking for the dead. Small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose. Unfortunately, it didn't work. The detonator is only deactivated if everybody who can authenticate it when they went in uses the dead. Then 81 seconds after that, he shoved in. Blah! That happened. I see. So that's what you mean by killers, huh? You need at least 3 people to want to open one of the numbers doors, including snakes. Wouldn't it open for snake in a single killer? Exactly. That means we're looking at multiple preps here. Was his arms and grunted. Well, just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed? When we all split up to look for the parts of the red, I think. Right after that is when we notice he's gone. Like none of us have alibis. All searched of the rooms we had been assigned for, looking for those parts. Anybody could be a killer. Wait a minute! What are you talking about? June seems shocked. I know. That's when doubt and confusion starts. How can you say one of us is a killer so casually? And not just one. If I'm right, then at least 2 of us are murderers. Why don't you calm down a bit, 7? What are you going to gain by doing so? By being so suspicious? That's what 0 wants. You know. What 0 wants? Exactly. This game was set up by 0, wasn't it? Any game has a winner and a loser. Loser! And loser! Loser! Me English! Ah! Whoever makes it through door 9 is a winner. And those who don't are losers. Zero is trying to make us fight against one another for that victory. Then you're saying that Zero is trying to split us by making us fight each other. Yeah. You know, you got very, very, very deep psychology, you know that too? My mouth is so itchy. I'm sorry. This is why we can't let ourselves fall prey to suspicion. We have to trust one another and form strong bond, and then they're gonna start putting suspicion on you. Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations. That does not mean that the person who killed Snake, yeah, almost certain Zero himself. If there's another one we should doubt, it should be Zero. He's masterminded the game and kidnapped all of us. Doesn't it seem reasonable that he would have killed Snake as well? Yeah. Nick and Zero was on the ship with them. Zero's still on the ship with them. Let's see. 3 and number 10. Number 9. 3 plus 9. Yeah, that's enough. 3, he needs just his own bracelet, 0, plus number 9's bracelet, and number 3. How my head's so itchy. Just needs 3, 0, and 9 to be able to go through door number 3. Yeah. Of course he was. That was obvious. He was somewhere on the ship, but Junpei had no idea where. Junpei mumbled to himself, lost in thought. Where could Zero be hiding? Suddenly everyone went quiet. Silence was cold and clammy. Junpei could feel it crawling across his back and around his throat. And he heard ghost moaning sighs. Moments later, a person who looked more like a ghost had been appeared. Clover. She looked at the floor as if she spoke, and her voice was cold monotone. I think Zero is one of us. Stop! Froze. Everyone froze in the room, and only sound of muffling, rustling of breathing. The eyes darted from face to face. One of those faces was the face of the killer. But who? Said. This is gonna lead to one ugly ending. Yeah. I forgot if this one branches off already into an ending or something. What is this?
Sofia.
Sofia? What's with that?
Take the face.
Ugh. No, that's a curls in her face. They both lead to different answers and different endings, so. We got the whole map now. Okay, except that. That's crazy. Isn't this ship going to sink in a few hours? If Zero was here with us, he'd be putting himself in danger. Why the hell would he do something like that? There's no motive. Junpei and her face fell. Don't believe me? Her eyes are so pitiful. The moment Junpei met them, he felt his heart tighten. Didn't think what he said was wrong. Perhaps the way he said it had been too intense. Clover had just lost her brother. His death would have been bad enough, but she also had seen the blasted wreck of his body. Dirty to him, and the sight had been bad enough to make him sick. What Clover had felt, she couldn't begin to imagine. Mental state she must have been in, it's understandable that she would look at those around her with suspicion. Everyone was against her. The least Junpei could have done was try to understand what she was feeling. I felt shame of what he said. Perhaps he thought I should apologize. But before that apology could begin, Clover, I understand what you're feeling. You don't feel that you can trust any of us. Beaten Junpei to the punch. Great! Calm and friendly. But you have to understand, the more we distrust one another, the further we fall into one's true foe hand. Zero was the one who did those horrible things to your brother. Do you want yourself to be manipulated by someone who would do such a horrible thing? Clover didn't answer. She didn't even look at Ace. The whole time, her eyes were on Junpei. Feel Clover's eyes burn. Hey, you stop it! Deep Winter Lake, Junpei saw no suspicion in their moaning silence. What horrible silence! Ah, the clock! I forgot about it. 3 o'clock! Oh no. That means we have 3 hours left. Then we need to move now. Clover. But do you understand that right now? Important we trust one another, don't you? Remain silent. Their eyes were looking at something else very far away. They had very little time left. But with their feet to moving, they all knew where they were going. Their next destination was Mercury. It's that boiled to the wall, to the casino, and blah blah blah. Mercury card reader. Junpei stood in front of it with the Mercury card. Simon had given him the card. I found it when we were checking out the shower room. That's what he said. Junpei slid the card through the reader. The light on the reader turned green and made a tiny electronic noise. Now they were ready. Junpei and Jun had been chosen as the investigators, reasoning being that they had been in deck before and no one else had. As before, Junpei sent the elevator ahead to make sure the floor they were heading wasn't flooded. Before, the elevator turned as dry as when they left it. Once it had been checked for water, Junpei and Jun stepped into the elevator. Sorry, I can't speak. There's something in my nose! There are only 2 floor buttons they could push. C and the bottom buttons. The rest were destroyed or did nothing when pushed. Hit the bottom button. Bottom or my ass? The door closed. Slowly they began to move downward. Sometime later, Junpei and Jun stepped out of the elevator and onto the bottom deck. They stepped up and saw the hallway to the right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end, but not in the regular dead end. A number 2. There's a number door. This is the 8th one we found. There are 2 numbers on the door on B deck, near the central staircase. Doors 4 and 5. There are 3 more numbers on the door. 3, 7, 8. 6. And 6 on the door on E deck. 1 on the A deck. So it means they're almost close. See? Now door 2 stood in front of Junpei. There's one thing it could mean. Do you think the next door we find is 9? Next one's gonna be 9. Despite himself, Junpei felt excited. There was something about that excitement that frightened him as well. He did his best to put it in front of his mind and played it back to the C deck with Jun. Yes, who's gonna go? Alright, let's open these up. The piece of the paper they folded up laid on the ground next to Junpei's legs. Ah, come on! They were written on the paper pulled from Junpei's notebook. Each bore a code name on the door. Why had they decided to vote that way? They decided it wasn't fair to simply ask everyone at once. They would allow people to force others to go through certain doors. Well, that wasn't the only reason. Junpei had proposed a voting system, and he had planned. It wasn't a plan he wanted anyone catching wind of, however, so he did this back to act calm as he began to open and read the pieces of paper. First one read, Ace request door 1. Yes, I do. Would you like me to explain why? No, we don't have the time for that, sorry. Let's keep going. He opened the second one. Santa. He wants door 6. That's what I want. June continued. Third, fourth, fifth piece of paper. Wants 1, 2 wants 2. Lotus wants 2 and 7 wants 2. Eh? Wait a minute. There's no way I'm going anywhere with that elephant man. Stop! No. There's no point to the voting if we let people change their vote because of stuff like that. But just give it up, Lotus. It's not like I want to hang out with some exhibitionist grandma. I'm not exhibitionist. I'm wearing clothes. Definition of clothes, please. Barely. So, last I checked, it's not a crime. Maybe. What about the common decency? Well, just give her your jacket or shirt or something. Nobody wants to have to look at a chick who looks like a half-naked raisin. At least no one's calling you a devil. Apart from me, I'm going to kill you. Never mind. Lotus' hair flared out like the mane of an angry lion and she roared with a voice that shook the walls. Never mind. Some difficulty, Ace managed to restrain her. Junpei, read the rest, please. Alright. Notice I went and looked down at the 6th paper. Open it. June 1-6. Yes. I really don't have a reason, I just felt like it. Really? Save Junpei's had been read. Some quick calculation in his head. 1 ace and clover. A deck near the central staircase. And number 2, 7 and lotus. Bottom deck. Taking the elevator to the bottom ship. Question 6, Santa and June. 6 and Santa and June. Santa is 3, 6, June, so that's 9. This was the door on the E deck and could be reached by taking the elevator to the central staircase. Took him less than a second to run the numbers. He opened the 7th piece of paper and spoke. Last one is mine. Go through. Oh no. 7 and 8 go to... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's... How do I do this? Maybe I go to the 1. 1. I'm unconvinced. Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating? Cheating? I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what the doors we wanted. How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier. Let me see that. And handed it to him. Examined it furiously. I think he cheated. Maybe it's like somewhere in his pocket. As he did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper he had been hiding into his pocket. He'd never know it now. Santa has just justified in his suspicion. Junpei had switched the papers. He had prepared 3 pieces of paper for doors 1, 2, and 6. Paper door 6 in the pot. He put a small mark on it so that he will know which one this is. Put the paper that said door 1 in his left hand, the paper that read door 2 in his right. When the drawing began, he saw that it was just drew. The rest was easy. If he wanted to go into door 1, he used his left hand and his right. If he wanted door 2, of course, he wanted door 6, that would be simple. All he needed was to do switch nothing and say 6 had been what he wanted all along. What does it say? He fought it the urge to smile. You got lucky. Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated. Very well, you decided who will go through door 1. It will be Clover, Junpei, and I. 1, 4, 5. But that doesn't... Wait, 1, 4, 5. No, it does. Problem is the two remaining teams. Jim and I want door 6. Oh, this and I want door 2. Yeah, June and Santa 3, 9, one door 6. So they need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 6. That's not good. They can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. Fine, 7 will go through door 6. Hey, that works. Sure thing. I didn't really want. You didn't want to go with her. That's the thing. If we got a young girl with us, it'll lower the average. Never mind. Right, June? Eh? Well, June was at a loss for words. Lotus is not. Pig. You just wait and see. Really? Stop, Lotus! Stop! Prepare to kill. A shiver ran down Junpei's spine. Oh god. Even after they separated at the staircase, Lotus was still muttering angrily to herself. You know you'll get the suspicion on your head, right? Circumstances dictated that Junpei and Jun would have to part ways again, but this time it didn't sting quite so much. Exactly. After all, he knew he would see her again. Till we find that 9 door, 0 ain't gonna split us up. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we can't open door 9. That's how the nonary game works. Jun, Ace, and Clover headed towards A deck. They took out the earth key and opened the door to the left. It opened and they walked through. It was just as Santa and Lotus said. At the end of the hallway sat a door with a large red 1 on it. Numbered door. To the left, the bolt of the wall was the red. Ace went first, waved his wrist over the scanner panel. Junpei was next. Finally, listlessly, Clover lifted her arm. She leaned toward the scanner panel. You know, I expected to be a little bit pale because of that. Third asterisk clicked to life, shining brightly. Oh, great. Wait, where's my paper? Uh-oh. Because because the desktop here gets confusing, so also my papers goes missing. Here we go. You have to remember, because the paper says going to Inspiration Lake, which is next to Disneyland, and my daughter's school trip is next to Disneyland. So, yeah. I have the papers with the binary numbers and the thing. So, yeah. Ace took hold of the lever, took a deep breath, and turned to Junpei and Clover. Are you ready? Shall I pull it? Anytime. She said nothing. She nodded a little more than a lethargic twist of the head. Very well then, let's go. 3, 2, 1. So automatic. The door opened. They stumbled into the room. A bomb on the head. Frantically, Jun scanned the room. The eye stopped on the device that would determine whether they lived or died. There it is! Over there! Head to the door they'd come through was the den. At once they ran to it. They put their hands over it as they were fighting for it. I'm him out! Phew! It stopped. Yes, it did. Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the side of his ribs. Ace and Clover were breathing hard and fast. It was the third time they'd been through the process, but yet they had yet to grow accustomed to it. Not that Junpei wanted to. Exactly. He planned to finish the game before he got the chance to let imminent death become commonplace. Junpei looked around again. Sorry. This time more slowly. There was another door, different from the one they entered through. He took hold of the knob and gently, it opened. So this is the wheelhouse. We're in the front deck, guys. Where's the map? Is this here? Is it here? I think so. He closed the door again and turned to Ace and Clover. He fixed each in turn with a meaningful stare, then spoke. Ace investigated the wheel and connected to the door. Very well. Clover, you're in charge of this room. Say something. Okay, I will. Alright then. Let's get started. It's a large room, man. Seek a way out, my minions. Sorry. Ooh, map. Oh, no, not again. Nautical charts. No one to read any more maps. There's nothing left in the drawer. Light. It looks kind of like a wilted flower. Exactly. A chair. A chair. Isn't talking much. Well, I guess that's understandable. I mean, she's been through a lot. Really, it's more surprising that she's still together enough to talk at all. Sorry. More maps. A world map with the Atlantic Ocean in the center. There's a number of red pins in. Is this China or something? Yeah, here's America, here's Asia. And Europe. What do these red pins mean? The nautical charts that came up earlier might have a map like this one. Maybe one of them matches up to the pins or something. Let's see. What do you know? Looks like this one matches to the pins. We got 7 locations connected by the straight lines. Each one has a word next to it. That's probably the speed. Oh no, not this! On these pins, I don't think I need to spend any more time with this map. Please. Shelves are lined with books. Let's see what's in the blue one. Something written on it. Ship's log. Ah, ship's log, huh? New material has been added to the file screen. Shelves are lined with books. Looks like they've all something to do with the sailing. Okay. Wooden box. Maybe a case for letters? Hey Clover, you never write letters. Nothing. Never mind. Oh, hello. A pocket watch! I love me one of those kinds. And Spike startled Junpei from his examination of pocket watch. Pocket watch. May I take a look at it? He spun around to find Ace standing. I think he loves those things. I love it too. I used to have one as a necklace. A big ass pocket watch for a necklace. But someone lost it stupidly. I'm not gonna mention his goddamn name. What are you doing over in this room? I just thought I'd come and check up on you too. Is that a problem? Not a problem. It was a lie. All Junpei wanted to was to get rid of Ace. He sent Ace to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason. It was something he meant to ask Clover and he meant to ask her in private. There's something he wanted to ask Clover and he didn't want anyone else to hear him ask. Okay, so he knew that Clover would likely remain silent if there was anything else when he asked. That's why he wanted Cedric to say their story. He opened his mouth, then took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face. Oh, I see, of course. Stop! Then glanced at Clover. I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck. Can I have the watch back? Jeez! Phew. Let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. Turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. Whoa! She heard what I said. Regarded Junpei with caution. What's it that about? Clearly suspicious with good reason. Eyes widened and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence. Oh, no, it's not like that. What's it like then? We wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now. What story? About the experiment. Remember the one you started to tell me in the operating room? You said something about an experiment that happened 9 years ago. She bit her lip, stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible. Sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? You understand, right? Yes, I know! I'm just thinking about my brother. I mean, who would do something like that? My brother. I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna get paid for it, I promise. So, her shoulder was shaking. Okay. It's perched on her lips where she was. Okay, never. Stop biting! Look at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry. Junpei, what did you think you did? Her voice was cold, scarce above the whisper. Junpei gulped. Well, if that 7 was right, then there could have been at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the door. And if you subtract Snake, that means there were 2 other people. You're right. So what does that mean? Well, if you just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened the door 3 with Snake? Really, who and who, or who and who and who? You mean it could have been 4? Well, technically, it's possible. I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely. Why? I'll tell you later. Why we don't just assume it was only 2 other people for now. Okay, got it. Let's do that then. Then who do you think it could be? He crossed his arms and thought. There's just 2. Which 2 bracelet number could add to 2? Okay, I said this earlier. So 2, there could have been 2. If 0 is in the play, and if he went back secretly to get the number 9th on the 9th man's arm, so 9 plus 0 plus 2. What the heck? Nine plus 0 is 9, plus 2 equals 11, and maybe that could open up a thing, or it could do something else too. Oh, my head is hurting. Two bracelet numbers added to 2 would give a digital number 3. 1, 3. No. 1, 6. 2, no. 1, 7. 8 plus 2, no. 1, 9. No. Santa and June. 3 and 6. 9 plus 2. 7 and 3. No. 2. Oh no, I don't like this. 7 and 3. 3 and 8. No. June and 7. 6 and 7. 13 plus 2. No. Yeah, it's only Santa and 7. Could it be 7 and 7? Yeah. Could it be? Were Santa and 7 the killers? What's wrong? Or look at Junpei and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it. He told her his conclusions. That's what I thought. She looked less surprised than he expected. 7 and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works. Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have been able to open 3. With your brother. There might be another possibility. Well, what other possibility? You didn't have an answer. You do, you idiot! Are you saying that it was the 3rd or 4th person? I really don't think that's likely. Why? Can I borrow your pen and paper? Put her pen out unexpectedly. Pull out the pen and pad and pen to her. Okay. Then wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digit root of 3. Oh god, I'm not gonna read all that. You guys look at that if you like. I don't want to read all of that numbers out. What's this? These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones. Junpei? Yeah? I can trust you, right? Of course! Why would you need to ask that? Really? Yeah. So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H. Of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours too, the ones at 4. So what does that leave? A, E. Oh, you're doubting these 3 people again. It can't be A. Why not? Because June's in that one. Ah, stop with that, June! Are you sure? I bet my life on it. Yeah. I'll never forget. Stop! Stop! Oh no. Please don't. Do you know what this means? Everyone besides me, you, June, would be working together. That's likely. There were 4 people working together. They wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they'd try too hard to hide what they're doing if they are outnumbered us, right? You have a point. And besides, if Ace and Seven are working together, they easily get rid of me when I went to the shower with them, but they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were the killers, why wouldn't they? You stop. It was a forced calm. Tears forming in the corners of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. That's why attempting an object analysis of a marker, but able to distance herself for harsh reality of his death. But it's kind of weird and bad as well. Struggling to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tightening. Okay. Well, that does make sense. Seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 people. Yeah. Then that means there's a good chance it was Sand and Seven. That's how it looks. But why would they do it? There's a moment of silence. I think I know. What is it? Laid his hand gently on her shoulders. He was close, so close to the answer. God damn it! No! Ace! No! Ace! I'm panicking!
Huh?
I'm panicking!
Are you funny?
No.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Are you?
Worst possible moment.
You like it?
Yes.
You like it?
I'll go. Erase annoying rival and then spoke. Go.
You like it?
Ah, bye.
Don't you like it?
Yes, I like the game. It kills me. Ace! What do you want? There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. You just come with me for a moment. He and walked back toward the wheelhouse. I told her to go and give her a shot, not hoping that she would be willing to talk to him later in 4 days. Stop! What did you want to talk about? The Junpei smiled. Perhaps he had more of a smirk than a smile. There's something I wanted to check. What was that? Excuse me. Slipped his hand in the pocket of... Yup, he knew it! He knew it! He knew of my secret strategy! Hey! It's already too late. And the other man, there were pieces of paper June balled up and hid it in his pocket. As I thought. You switched them, you didn't you? When we voted. Well, I can't say that I care. I managed to get it through the number that I wanted, despite your mischief. And why did you? Well, simply curiosity. I hope you don't think ill of me. Start a pat on the shoulder and then turned on his heel and left. Small defeat, but it was defeat. Had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach begin to tense. Really, dude? So many drawers, but nothing inside of them. Another room, on the other side of the window. Compass. It appeared to be broken, however. See, the glass cover has been smashed to pieces. The helm. The steering wheel might be a more appropriate term. Oh, man. Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's the pocket watch! Maybe. Looks like the pocket watch. Maybe the pocket watch is intended to go in there. We may need to do something with the watch first. Wrong door! Suppose you can call it a helm. Steering wheel might be more accurate. However, wooden board with circular hole. Compass. What does it point us to? Hope you don't think that sounds cool. Ouch. You just hurt his feelings. an engine ordered to telegraph. They use this to old ships to adjust the speed of the ship. Like the gear shift in a car? Well, it's a little different. This device doesn't connect directly to the engine. In short, it's a transmitter. And a navigation operator uses it to set the speed of the ship. It sends signals to the engine. There's a handle on top of it which can be moved back and forth to. Hold on. Huh? There's no handle. You're right, there isn't. It looks as though it was deliberately removed for us to find. You son of a gun. Let's have a look. Nothing. Nothing. Really, Ace? Really? You could get original. Wrong door. I wanted to go. Ugh. It doesn't matter. My brain's broken. Anyway. No. We'll just end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it and want to see the next part, just simply wave your wand like a sorcerer and hit the like button and the subscribe button to watch out. Excuse me. Until then, this is Natnarf signing off.